Alright, so our guy Josh is going to give us the follow-up today. We got our parts here from Ford. As we mentioned yesterday, our solenoids, you can find one with a good part number on it. There's your part number for you. Both the same, relatively inexpensive, in stock at the Ford dealer. The valve cover gasket kit. So there's that, which the important part of this is that it comes with the seals, because the seals don't typically come out of the valve cover or off the solenoids very easily. So Josh's over here ripping her down. Coils are out of it. Like I say, the seals usually stick right around there. Josh said in service data that Ford offered a tool to remove them prior to removing the valve cover, which we're not going to worry about because we're going to replace them. So he's got the fuel line here off, fresh air for the PCV, and that's that. So we're going to let him get cranking, not to make the guy nervous. He gets angry when he gets nervous.
That's right.
And then we'll come back and check on him. And I'm going to carry on working on another Chevrolet. All right, folks, valve covers off. Like I said, those things can be a real pisser. See where Josh is at. All right, so Josh is going to pull the solenoids out. He's going to take the bolts out of there. I'll go grab the new ones real quick. All right, and then, so our back one there, our exhaust, that's one we were previously looking at, which we knew electronically was smoked, but we want to see if there is any metal bits in it. If it's a GM, you know, this thing would be packed right full of metal. They typically are, just by design. And it would also be my suggestion, you know, not hating on GM, let's be honest, come on folks. It would be my suggestion is to only use OEM here. This is not a spot to go El Cheapo and use Dorman solenoids ever. I mean, unless you're stranded in the Sahara Desert and the only place open sells Dorman, in which case then you could be okay. But Dorman solenoids have an extremely high failure rate. So there's that. Josh is going to get the factory torque spec. He's going to get everything torqued back in. We're going to get the seals replaced in the valve covers, slip them back over. And then we're going to grab a scan tool and take it for a rip. We're going to compare the same data that we just looked at previously in yesterday's video. So we've got our exhaust, desired minus actual. So it's going to be our, our difference there. And then intake, desired minus actual, and then the duty cycle. And I think if you remember, we saw the duty cycle coming up. We were watching it on our scope. The signal was making it, but it was showing it, 30 some degrees off. So let's get our seat belts on here and everything. Find the reverse. There's the reverse. I've cleared the engine light. Hopefully the transmission, this little guy holds up long enough for us to go on our test drive. All right, here we go. Look at that, perfect. So just calling for a, what's it look like, 30 some percent of duty cycle. But most importantly, we can see our variance is staying in, at, and around and near zero. Now you're going to have those little spikes, and I think I may have mentioned that simply because the desired amount of cam timing moves much quicker than the the actual cam, if that makes sense. So the the PCM says, hey, move 20 degrees, and it tells the cam to do that in a microsecond, and then it actually takes it milliseconds to move. So you're going to get that little blurb, if you will. I think you should definitely be able to see the difference between yesterday and today. Hey, what's that guy got? Got your classic black ice up in here. Very popular fragrance amongst the people. Shoe fly. I know this isn't ideal, as I've mentioned, holding the camera at the screen, but it's what's easy. it looks like we fixed it. So, lucky guess, right? Right. Wow, I got quite the wad of keys here. You make the world a better place, it says. Wow. Thank you for that, lady. Super deep right there. The other thing that was super deep was our diagnostic skills on this one. We did it. We got it. We made the right call. A couple quick tests. And I believe, wasn't this the one that they said had some major ECU failure, something like that? So that's that. It's fixed. You've seen it. Gave you guys some closure. I try to do that when I can, even though I'm not the guy fixing them. A lot of times I go back to the other shop, or one of my boys will do that. That's all we got to say. Got to get going. What I can tell you is be sweet and stand tall. For some reason that's speaking to me right now. Down in that comment section, be sweet, stand taller, be sour and be short. I don't know. Comments, questions, concerns, the Facebook, the Insty. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.